Hello there, you're welcome. My name is Jamesboy Imani, and today we are going to share on the topic, a heart to give. A heart to give. Our Bible reading will come from the book of Acts chapter 20 verse 35, which says, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." These were words spoken by Apostle Paul in order to emphasize the need of helping the weak people in society. He was referring to words that were previously spoken by Jesus Christ. Giving is a godly thing, and whoever gives does the will of God. Every giver is doing something that God loves. There are two main ways to give, and these are to God and to people, fellow humanity. We can give to God directly by financing and supporting spiritual work, supporting ministry activities, for example, evangelism, and supporting his ministers who serve him in different activities to push God's agenda here on earth. 2 Corinthians chapter 9 verse 7 says, "Each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion or coercion, for God loves a cheerful giver." We can also give to our fellow people by helping those who are in need directly through physical support. This is in physical things. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 16 says, "Do good and share with others. With such sacrifices, God is pleased." In order to give to God, you support things like churches, you support things like NGOs, you support things like orphanages, you support projects that help the widows, the orphans, the physically disabled, you support prison ministry, you support community projects, you support government projects, you support hospitals for cancer patients, the elderly, the mental health centers, you support evangelism initiatives, you support research projects that improve human life, and more. In giving to people, you support those in need in terms of food, shelter, clothing. You encourage the weak. You offer comfort and support to those who are hopeless. You give counseling to others and advice where needed. Giving your time and energy to help others. Giving a listening ear and a crying shoulder, and even a simple thing like a smile. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 25 says, "A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed." The richest people in the world are usually the biggest givers, and the poorest are usually those that do not give. When you focus your mind at only taking from others, always asking, always begging, and always receiving, you will always be in the category of the least in community and society. Proverbs chapter 11 verse 24 says, "One gives freely and grows richer, and another is stingy with what they should give and only grows poorer." When God is blessing, He looks at that person who gives with a genuine, pure heart. 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 18 says, "Instruct them to do good, to be rich in good works, and to be generous and ready to share." It is God who gives the ability, the wisdom, the power, and the favor to make wealth. Before God blesses anyone, He assesses the heart. God can never grant wealth to a selfish person who is not willing to share with others. In fact, to prove this point, God would rather bless a person that is not even a believer in Jesus Christ because of their heart of generosity. When God is blessing, He looks at the quality of the heart of the person He is blessing. The heart of that person has to be generous. In fact, when you look at all around you, you realize that the people who have a lot, those who are blessed financially and in every other way, are usually those that bless others in community. And those people that are selfish and focus on self-gains are usually the poorest, always sticking on begging. Selfish people never have enough. They always live in scarcity. But generous people live always in abundance.